Welcome to our very first edition of Cool Harford Schools. I'm Jillian Lader, Manager of Communications for Harford County Public Schools. If my voice sounds familiar to you, it's because I'm the voice of Harford County Public Schools, calling whenever there's an important message to share. But that's only part of my job. The Communications Office reaches out to students, parents, and guardians to let you know what Harford County Public Schools is doing, how Harford County Public Schools is doing it, and how we make sure more than 37,000 students get the best education possible in all 54 of our safe and supportive schools. So, to help us continue to communicate with all our stakeholders, we're launching this show, Cool Harford Schools. Not only will we look at what happens in the classroom, we'll take a look behind the scenes at how we keep classrooms fresh and inviting, what goes into school cancellation and delay decisions, how we're preparing our students with hands-on experience and skills development for future careers, what a school day is like for a teacher or a principal, and much, much more. We're so proud of our students, our teachers, and our incredible support staff, and we want you to know all about us. So let's get started, the way our students got started this school year, with lots of welcome backs, lots of excitement and applause, even some puppies and bubbles. Let's take a look.
How are you? Have a great day, girl. Happy New School Year!
I'm excited to be more challenged and to have fun with my friends at recess. Yeah.
I'm excited about the school year for just being in 5th grade. I think it's going to be really fun.
I'm excited about this new school year because I'll get to make new friends and see new people.
I'm excited about most in this new school year is probably just having the best teacher.
My favorite subject is probably reading and writing.
My favorite subject is math.
My favorite subject in school is writing. I think it's really fun.
Learning is a good thing because you'll know stuff and you'll be more successful in life.
I think learning's a very good thing because you'll need it longer in life.
When you grow up, you need to know stuff.
Advice I would give for the younger first and kindergartners is just embrace it and soak in everything you can.
Don't be nervous because school's really fun.
Pay attention, don't goof off. Try your best and be yourself.
So the new school year to me is it's anticipation it's eagerness, it's resilience.
A new school year is always like a fresh start. You get to meet all your new students. Everybody's excited to start. So I'm just excited for the new class and the upcoming school year.
I'm excited to be a 5th grade teacher. So this is my first year in 5th grade. Teaching is life. It's the best way I could explain it.
Teaching really just has a huge impact. Like you have these group of students and they're yours, and you teach them all you can, and watching them grow every day and the smile on their face is by far my favorite thing about teaching, definitely the students.
I think what continues to inspire me today as an educator more than anything is my students. Their backgrounds, their obstacles that they overcome, particularly the last several years being able to teach special needs students in our life skills program, seeing students who work their hardest every single day, bring everything they have to the table.
It's just exciting. Getting into the flow and getting to know the kids and seeing the kids work hard is just what I look forward to every day.
Please welcome tonight's presentation.
When I grow up.
I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck.
I don't want to borrow a lot for an education.
And then not know what to do with it.
When I grow up, I don't want to be paid less.
I want to know how to provide for my family.
And invest in my community.
When I grow up, I just want things to be different.
At Junior Achievement, we promote economic empowerment through education, but we can't do it alone.
One of the pillars of Maryland's Blueprint for Education is career and college readiness. Part of that pillar is making apprenticeships available to students. This year, Harford County Public Schools expanded its popular apprenticeship program to include work within our system. We now offer students the opportunity to apprentice in our facilities department, our transportation department, and in food and nutrition services. Listen in as Harford County Public Schools apprentices talk about their workday and what this opportunity means to them.
I'm part of the apprenticeship program here at Harford County Public Schools Transportation, and some of the things I do is I work on buses, whether they need oil changes, needs parts serviced, or repairs completely.
So what I do as part of the apprenticeship program is I caulk and paint the walls in order to restore the walls to their proper state, or just to improve the appearance of the room.
Our apprenticeship program is pairing our students with our local businesses. One recent addition to our youth-based apprenticeship program is our Grow Your Own program, looking internally at our various departments. So recently we've hired some students within our transportation department and our facilities department. And in addition, we hope to work with food and nutrition services.
I wanted to be part of this program because it would give me an introduction to multiple trades, so when I'm out of high school I could figure out what kind of trade I'd want to be in.
I was particularly interested in this program specifically because I like to work on heavy machinery, and this is always something that I enjoyed doing with my hands.
So this program works really, it's a collaboration amongst everyone. So our counselors and teachers really know the students very well, and they work with our coordinator and now our teacher specialists to really advocate what students' interests are. And then it's really a pairing of our student interests with opportunities in our various internal departments as well as business needs throughout the community.
Working here has taught me things like how to work with other people and how to basically come up on the fly with ideas to fix things instead of having to basically follow. You can lead and do them yourself.
As the program progresses, during the summer you paint, but when you get into the school year, you'll start to jump through other trades like plumbing, HVAC, electrical, just so you can continue to build upon the trade skills and just get that knowledge so you can, when you get out of high school, you can get into a good job.
Things I'm learning from doing this is basically how to work on any sort of mechanical thing, whether it be a car or bus, a motorcycle, and just to have that knowledge in case I ever need it.
After high school, I plan to jump into the trade that I'm best at, or just jump into an apprenticeship with my dad at his plumbing company.
We're really proud to offer our students these opportunities within the workplace. They're getting skills that will last them a lifetime.
I take pride in working on these buses, and I do everything slowly and thoroughly. That way I can make sure everyone that gets on these buses gets to and from school safely.
I do get a small sense of pride when I manage to get a wall done or a frame done. Just being able to see if I can get it done more efficiently and quicker is just the best way I can think of doing it, and I'm happy doing that. If I can help improve how other people perceive and can learn in this environment, then I kind of like that.
When I get done working on one of the school buses, I feel like I have put the bus in someone's hands that I know safely will get people to where they need to go. My advice to anyone considering this program is that it's very hands-on and very, very, very technical. So if you enjoy that, this is definitely for you.
For our Grow Your Own opportunities, a student would go to our Harford County Public Schools website. They would click under Employment Opportunities, and then they would need to submit a cover letter, resume, and teacher recommendation.
When it comes to Harford County Public Schools teachers, we feel we've got the best of the best. It's hard to pick just one Teacher of the Year, but we did it. Let's hear from Mr. Mike Brogley, our 2023 Harford County Teacher of the Year.
I think the way you approach teaching is you have to start by putting yourself into the shoes of the students. And for some of us, it's been a while since we've sat in their seats in the classroom, but it's asking yourself, what would motivate me about this lesson? Why do I need to know this? Why does this make any difference in my life or where I'm going? And that's a difficult question to ask because we know the kids in our classroom are going a variety of places in life. But starting with that mindset of how would a 14-year-old if you're in high school, how would an 8-year-old if you're in elementary school, how would they perceive this? What would make them excited and engaged about what you're about to be teaching that day? When I walk into the classroom every day, I feel inspired. You're surrounded by students who come from all different walks of life, raised differently, who can, just as much as you can provide things that help them learn, they really provide a lot that helps me learn every day and makes me a more well-rounded person and a better teacher because of it. I think you take teaching to another level when you look at it as community building. You're kind of sending the sense that I'm not just here to throw facts at you and make you look them up on a textbook or on a laptop, but that I actually want to build something that's going to last, that's going to endure long after I'm no longer your teacher and we're no longer inside this room. I get a chance every day to see the things about this next generation that are truly inspiring. For one, they are the most tolerant generation. When you see groups like Best Buddies and how big these groups have grown in our schools, our kids have a greater sense of what it means to treat people with decency on the human level, to judge them truly by the content of their character, as Dr. King said. And I think our kids look at the world more as an opportunity to help one another and truly propel each other as opposed to put people into certain classes and divide each other. I think kids do a tremendous job at looking through race, religion, whatever it may be, and really seeing to the core of each other. I think teaching students to care and to have empathy is one of the greatest responsibilities we have as educators. To be quite frank, a lot of the content that we're teaching kids, they live in a world today where they can Google almost anything. They can go on Wikipedia in a matter of seconds and they can find out who the 15th president of the United States was or what caused the Civil War. The things that they can't Google are human interaction and learning how to problem solve, learning how to be there and support one another in difficult times. Good sportsmanship. These are the things that they really need effective role models, great teachers, great coaches to do for them as they navigate the sometimes difficult world of what it's like going through adolescence and moving into adulthood. And at the end of the day, we love your kids. And we just want to be a part of the team in helping your child find what makes them happy, what makes them successful, and help them really try to build upon their God-given talents and help them find where the path is supposed to go for them moving forward.
The safety of our students and staff is one of the most important jobs we have as educators and members of the community.
on in.
Hold the door!
To do that successfully, we need your help to make sure proper procedure is followed when entering a Harford County Public Schools building. One key part of that procedure, no matter who it is, you must never hold the door open for anyone trying to enter a Harford County Public Schools building behind you. We've been taught that it's rude not to hold the door for the person behind us, so this will feel awkward for all of us, but it's the best way to keep all Harford County Public Schools buildings safe and secure. There is a proper procedure to follow when entering any Harford County Public Schools building. When you arrive at any Harford County Public Schools building, ring the call box to speak to someone inside. State the reason for your visit and the name of the person you are there to see. Once you are buzzed into the building, continue into the main office or front desk to sign in. From there, you will be directed where to go. Don't hold the door for anyone trying to enter behind you.
Even if it's the 2023 Harford County Teacher of the Year, Mike Brogley?
Even if it's the Teacher of the Year. It will feel awkward, but for everyone's safety, don't hold the door for the person behind you.
And if the person in front of you closes the door instead of leaving it open, just say, I know this is awkward, but it's the right and safe thing to do for our students, staff, and visitors.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
So, let's get back to those snow cancellations. Yes, it's usually my voice you hear, but the decision to close or delay schools is made by lots of people keeping track of lots of things, like weather forecasts, road conditions, and especially safety. Let's look at how we track a developing snow day and who you can thank for an unexpected closure.
There's many things that we consider when we're looking at whether or not we are able to safely open schools. Weather is one of those primary factors. Living in Maryland, we're constantly monitoring for different weather conditions. Tornadoes, flooding, winds, not just snow, can actually affect if we're able to safely transport our students to school. When most people think about a snow day, they wonder, how is that actually going to happen? Everybody wants a snow day. In transportation, we start monitoring the weather if there's an event forecasted right from the start. In the morning at 3:30 every morning during cold winter months, someone from the transportation office is in contact with the Emergency Operations Center. Should there be any concerns regarding road conditions, our process is to actually go out and drive the roads. There's 3 transportation supervisors and myself who actually physically go out and drive the roads in Harford County. Harford County is approximately 500 square miles, and we have weather that can vary depending upon each area of the county. With 4 of us, we really try to make sure that we get to each part of the county to assess road conditions. So while it may be raining in your area, it could be snowing in another area of the county. We're out there to make sure that every inch of the road that we would travel would be safe for our students. If there's any concerns, we then talk to the superintendent and assistant superintendent for operations to make a decision about whether or not we can safely transport that morning. From that point, you may be getting a call from Jillian to let you know that it is or is not safe to go to school that day. So recently, you may have seen in the last few years, we've tried to let families know in advance whether or not we think schools may be delayed. So you may be getting a call the night before to say that we are going to have a 2-hour delay and that we'll be reassessing conditions in the morning. That means that there is a forecast that indicates that there's a potential for severe weather that would impact safety in the morning. Some of our buses, you may be surprised to know, go out as early as 4:15 in the morning. So to make sure that we give some time in the morning, we want to make sure that we can get our supervisors out based on forecasted conditions to see if the forecast actually holds up. We always want to try to give families as much notice as possible if there's going to be any schedule changes. The forecast can change, which can be difficult, we understand, for our families, but we always want to make sure that we're erring on the side of safety. And when we're making a decision about school closure, it's not just the road conditions. While it starts with transportation, we also have to assess our facilities. Harford County Public Schools has 54 different schools, and with that, we need to make sure that all 54 parking lots are cleared and ready. In addition to that, the school buses all have to be cleaned off. We want to make sure that there's no snow on the roof, and all of that has to be done in order for us to safely transport. Our facilities department and grounds department does a phenomenal job making sure that we're able to track whether or not the sidewalks are cleared by the custodians and if the parking lots are ready. All of those many decisions and those factors are being considered well into the morning hours prior to a decision being made. People often ask, what about unexpected weather events? How's that going to work? Well, sometimes we may have to dismiss students early, and that could be because a storm came in that was completely unexpected or other weather conditions changed. In those cases, we make a decision by 9:30 in order to make sure that all of our students can have lunch and then all of the buses can safely arrive for lineup. If that occurs, communication will come from the school system. In those instances, we're still monitoring the road conditions to make sure that we're able to provide the best recommendation to the superintendent. If there is ever a time when a driver would need to pull over on a roadway, they are all trained in emergency procedures. We would much rather them pull over and be safe than continue to drive should there be an unexpected weather event. All of our drivers are professional CDL holders and again are trained in emergency procedures. There's a lot of factors that go into whether or not we're going to be able to safely get students to school. All those recommendations come from facilities, grounds, the transportation team, and ultimately it is the superintendent who's going to make the call before you get the call.
The Maryland Student Page Program is a program that allows high school seniors from all over the state to apply for the opportunity to intern down in Annapolis. They get to attend General Assembly sessions and network with delegates and senators and get a first-hand look at how the legislative process works here in our home state.
So when I was a freshman in high school, I took AP Government Politics with my favorite teacher. She became my favorite even after 4 years of high school. And she told me about this program at the beginning of this year. She was like, I feel like you would be perfect for this. You did really well as a freshman in this AP course, and it just seems like something you would be interested in. And it ended up being a great experience. I'm just really glad that she told me to do this because I got to learn things that I had no idea what they were actually like. For example, we learned in class how a bill becomes a law. You see all the steps, but when you are actually there, you can remember them. They get ingrained in your head. You can study as much as you want, but there's no experience living it in real life.
From my time as a page, I learned a lot, especially about the legislative process and certain bills. I also learned important skills that will help me in the future, such as communication and problem-solving skills, delegation, as well as integrity.
I was very interested in applying for the PAGE program because of my general interest in how government and legislation works, but also to seek out more knowledge about public policy and legislation for my future career goals.
Well, I've always had a huge interest in law, and while law and politics sometimes go hand in hand, I think that it's possible to have law without politics. But because they coexist so much in this world, I thought that what better way to observe the law and learn more about it than to observe it being created.
I think the most important thing about having pages in Annapolis is much the same way of any constituent. It's having folks get exposure to the legislature, exposure to the process, exposure to how government works.
Some of the kids will have different experiences. Everybody will have a different experience. I know in my time in the legislature, we had a couple special sessions, and we've been late at night, and the pages have been there.
My experience as a page was extremely rewarding. It was once in a lifetime experience. You only get the opportunity as a senior in high school, so anybody who gets the opportunity to apply should and take full advantage of the opportunity.
Well, I know a lot of delegates have started their work as a lawyer, and I would like to be a lawyer one day. And I've had a lot of really good conversations about you know, law school and what it means to be a lawyer and the different types of law, and that will really help me in the future deciding what I do or if I ever need connections or maybe even possible recommendations.
My most memorable time as a student page was probably getting to meet the governor, as well as seeing the intense and very exciting debates on the House floor. It was super exciting to really get to feel the energy of the delegates and see how much they had passion behind their beliefs and their goals, especially for the state of Maryland.
I served as a page in the 1987 session. I'm a graduate of Havre de Grace High School. It is the only time that as a regular citizen you're allowed to run around on the floor of either the House or the Senate and actually interact with delegates.
For me, for sure, it was being invited back for Sine Die. So that's the last day of session. I was the only page from Harford County selected to come back, and I was super excited. We got there at 11 in the morning, and we didn't get home till 2 in the morning. It was an amazing experience to really see the session come to close. Everybody, all the debates ended. It was complete and done until next year.
Take full advantage of your downtime when you're not on the floor. Go to the committees, go to the House and Senate offices. Our delegation has always been very welcoming and very friendly to the students. They want you to come by, they want to hear what your issues are, what you care about.
It's a very unique opportunity. It's an awesome experience that only a handful of people from each graduating class get. It is something that looks tremendous on a resume, and especially if you're thinking about a future in community service, law, business. There's so many different doors that this can open up for you. So if it's something that sounds interesting to you, we highly recommend that you move forward with applying.
I absolutely love the PAGE program, and I hope a lot of people get the chance to experience the greatness at the State House of Maryland.
I hope you've learned a little bit about what goes on in, out of, and behind our classroom walls in Harford County Public Schools. Let us know what you're curious about and what you'd like us to explore on our next Cool Harford Schools. Make sure you stay up to date with what is happening in Harford County Public Schools between shows by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Until next time, I'm Jillian Lader.